coming to you with another book haul. I know I recently did a book haul. It's been like 2 months and I've acquired a few more books. I know. I need to stop buying books. I need to read a lot more to make up for all the books that I buy. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I've had a pretty slow reading year so far. But some of these books, I couldn't help myself. Anyway, I don't know why I need to feel guilty about buying books, but we'll get straight into the video. The first 2 books I have here are from Owl Crate. So the first one is Scavenge the Stars by Tara Sim. This was the book that I got in the January Owl Crate box, and I never actually heard of this book before until I got it in the box. It's basically a retelling of A Count of Monte Cristo. That just is very intriguing. Not that I've read the original classic, but I mean, it's a lot shorter than the classic. Either way, I'm intrigued. I know it's a story about revenge and I'm excited to read this. This is the Owl Crate cover, by the way. I think the original one has like a girl on the cover with like a knife in her hand or something. But yeah. And then the second book I have is All the Stars and Teeth by Adeline Grace. And if you've watched my Owl Crate unboxing for February, you would have seen this book already. It's a YA fantasy. I think you're following a princess on like this adventure and there's pirates involved, mermaids. I'm super excited for this one too. The next 3 I have is a trilogy and it is the Winner's Curse trilogy. I have all 3 books here. I remember this being very popular when it first came out. Oh my gosh, it's heavy. I'll just hold up the first one. I have the Winner's Curse by Marie Rotosky. Is that how you say her name? Rotosky. Anyway, that's the first book. The second book, I believe, is The Winner's Crime, and then the third book is The Winner's Kiss. It was first published in 2014, so that's quite a while ago actually. But I remember when this first came out, everyone like loved the cover, but more than that, I think a lot of people, even till now, stand by their love for this trilogy. Again, it's another YA fantasy. The main character you follow is a general's daughter, and she's obviously from an upper class society, and then she ends up one day accidentally buying a slave at a slave auction. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a strange dynamic. So it's basically sort of a YA fantasy romance. I don't even know if it's got fantasy. I know it's got a historical influence. I don't know, maybe there is a bit of fantasy in it. I feel like it's gonna be political. It's one that I kind of wanted to check out, even though it's one of the older releases. I have hope that this trilogy is going to be good. Since this book is quite an older release, I do want to see how I feel about this trilogy. I really hope that I end up liking it because I've already bought the second and third book in the series, so please, I really hope that I end up liking this trilogy. I feel like because there's a lot more diversity, a lot more awareness of things that are toxic or just problematic these days, that books are a lot more aware and careful when they approach certain subjects. I feel like the older sort of YA releases can be a little bit more tropey and a little bit unaware of those sort of problematic elements. So let's just hope that this is just a good trilogy and I don't cringe. I've already got this mentality that this is not going to be a good book for some reason, but I kind of want to prove myself wrong about it. But a lot of people still stand by their love for this trilogy, so I'm hoping that it'll be good. We shall see. The next 3 that I have here are just the most beautiful editions of some of our beloved classics, and it's the new Penguin editions. These editions were published inspired by International Women's Day, and it's these ones here. So I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and it's just this gorgeous cover, and even the inside, I think Penguin likes to do this a lot, but like the inside patterns kind of reflect the patterns on the outside, and the spine, it has the same illustration of the girl on the front. Next I have The Railway Children by E. Nesbit. It's just got this beautiful pink orange orange cover, and again the spine, it has the girl. These are so beautiful. The next one I have here is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and this one has this beautiful starry sky and purple flowers, and again the patterns inside reflect the patterns on the cover as well. These editions are so beautiful, and look, on the shelves it looks so nice. I kind of want to get the other three that were published, but I'm holding off for now. Pretty sure they had like Little Women, Anne of Green Gables, and there was one other one. I think it's Heidi, but I already own those 3 books, so I'm holding off on it. Not that that's stopping me, because I have multiple copies of Pride and Prejudice, but this one was just so beautiful and I couldn't pass it up when I was making my order. Those are some beautiful classics and I can't wait to get into it. The next one I have here is a little different. It is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant, and I've been a fan of Mira Grant for a while. I haven't read much from her, but I remember like way back when I first kind of started BookTube, my first book that I finished on my Goodreads account was Feed by Mira Grant. It's almost 10 years ago, so I remember really enjoying Feed. This one just sounded so intriguing. What would we call this? Would it be like horror thriller? Yeah. It sounds like a horror. It follows a crew of filmmakers or scientists, I'm not too sure. They go into the Mariana Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean. I think I read about this having like killer mermaids, if I'm not mistaken, or it's got something to do with these creatures that live in the Mariana Trench, and I guess they're gonna cause conflict. They might kill a few people. I love things that are set like deep in the ocean, because I have this fear of the deep ocean. Like, we don't know what's out there, and according to some articles that I've read, apparently we have discovered more about space than we have discovered in the depths of our ocean, and that just freaks me out. And just like the dark abyss of the ocean just scares me. I rarely read horror, but I reckon Mira Grant will do me no wrong and just give me a thrilling story out of this. It's been a while since I've read a Mira Grant book, but this one has been surfacing BookTube lately. Hopefully I enjoy this. The next book I have here is Gods of Jade and Shatter by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is like set in the Jazz Age in southern Mexico. This is also a fantasy, but it has like Aztec mythology interwoven into it. I was intrigued because it's a fantasy book with a different culture involved. It's not the typical Western European fantasy. I just thought that that would give me something a little different in the storytelling. Beautiful cover, by the way, and it's got that soft velvety feeling that I love in my books. I'm super excited for this. It's set in Mexico City, then there's the Mayan underworld. What? Like, it sounds amazing. The lucky last book I have for you today is Descendant of the Crane by Joan He. Again, I saw a glowing review of this book. Yeah, I'm excited for this one because it's an Asian fantasy. I'm going back and forth between different sort of fantasy settings, but it's always nice to read from different cultures because there's so much mythology involved with different sort of cultures that are just very unique. It's got a beautiful cover. Not that that matters, but I hope what's inside is just as beautiful. These are all the books that I got. These are all the books that I bought. This is really heavy. I'm gonna put it down. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I get into these sooner rather than later. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day or night or whenever you're watching this. And yeah, keep reading. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!